When?
Just now.
When will then be now?
Soon. Okay, yeah, it's
How
not on
soon?
there. All right, let me stop this fucking stream. Go. That was good. As soon as
Did
it
you
started.
hear that coming up?
I did. That was.
I got something for you.
It's almost like you planned it.
Dude, seriously, no pop-up.
Yeah, give it a minute, since apparently it took a minute for the last one. I don't know, man.
Home. Here we go. Let's see. It says live
Fucking
now.
hot in here.
It
Should we
is
turn
hot.
on the AC?
Yeah, why not?
They won't notice, right? If you hear the AC in the background, sorry, bros.
Yeah, if you hear the AC, then
Tom's Chad.
yeah,
That's really taking on a life of its own.
I'd love to know when. I would love to know the origin of that fucking. I know it was me.
Yeah,
I
you
know
started
it. Was
it.
me.
I know that,
I just
yeah.
don't know why or when.
Yeah. Oh my
Sports Center, the place for sports.
God. Where was that? I just had it up.
You know what the best is? When we're talking about sports bullshit and you get like our podcast fans, and God bless you, or the maker bless you, or whatever you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But we thank you heartily for fucking watching and listening and fucking and thumbs upping and 5-starring our shit. But when you're giving us shit for talking about sports, like, hey, less sports, more fucking Star Wars. Dude, we just did 90 minutes of that, and now we're switching to other nerd shit. Bronco says it's a wind tunnel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what we got.
All right, we're gonna have to kill it.
You know what fucking... So, I'm going through the FAA course for the advanced ground instructor, right?
Yep.
And I was going over a lesson plan that I would do for talking about how aircraft engines work. You know, the suck, bang, blow. And trying to describe that shit. And it's so funny. You think about, like, because anytime you were an instructor, so you know this, and you still instruct. But, you know, you take these... trying to take real world fucking analogies and apply it to something that seems so foreign as like aviation,
right.
Shit like that. But if you think about a tornado, where you have a tornado that starts out as this big column, you know, this funnel, and it narrows down into the middle. Think about the pressure difference between what's the difference at the bottom of that, and that's what the stators are doing, right? As you're sucking the air into the engine, the stators are fucking creating this funnel effect that's making and compressing that air so that when you insert the atomized fucking fuel vapor and exploding it, it's getting a more of a concentration of oxygen and molecules and creating a more efficient bang,
which
create blow.
If there's enough moisture in the air, you can kind of see some of that effect.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. So it's just interesting. I have no idea why I was thinking about that. Actually, I do know exactly why I was thinking about that. But yeah, as I get ready to, I'm going to teach pilots how to fucking fly. You know, that's my future goal.
Wow.
And equating that to some of these fucking retarded kids that are out there like, oh, I'm going to fly, I'm a pilot. Dude, the kids we're fucking getting right now in UPT is like, they're brain dead. I legitimately had somebody show up in the office today, hand me a fucking iPad, and say, it's saying my subscription's out of date. I'm like, okay, you're the first person to have that happen, which is an anomaly. So let me go in and look in the account and everything else, blah, blah, blah. I go into his iPad and I look, and I'm going to update it. I'm looking, it's in airplane mode. This fucking iPad's in airplane mode. It's like, well, I had it in a sim. I'm like, whoop. Take it out of airplane mode, and lo and behold, since the subscription updated at the end of September, and it hadn't been online since the end of September, and suddenly your pubs are up to date, or at least your fucking 4-flight's up to date. Like, I just fucking handed it back to him. Like, here you go. Like, did you want it to be in airplane mode? Because just go the fuck away. Go the fuck away. I don't know how you tied your boots to get here in the fucking morning. But you came all the way into Stanival and said, I can't get my iPad back. And fucking...
Hopefully he doesn't listen to the show.
If he doesn't, I don't fucking care. Dude, the beauty of being a fucking retired guy in there. You see what I'm wearing today, right? Fucking shorts, pair of hiking shoes, fucking Shriners Hospital, great hospital, support your Shriners. I don't fucking care. If you're going to come in and ask me some dumb question, guess what? I'm going to give you some shit back. Like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Like, whatever. And then as soon as he leaves, there's a fucking pilot sitting there who's like just finished testing, whatever. And he's an okay guy. I was like, dude, earmuffs. Is that guy fucking retarded? Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. My field of fucks is completely empty when it comes to fucking making pilots feel good about themselves.
Nice.
Like, no, you're dumb. Like, the smart ones are not flying the KC-10 right now. It is a shame. It is an absolute shame.
That's interesting. All right,
so that used to be the jet.
I remember. I was maintenance on it back when it was the jet.
Hear this guy's talking about big sexy. Yeah, not so much anymore. It's more like big needing a Viagra fucking limp dick.
Wow. Okay, so that being said, are we ready to get started?
Wow. Yeah.
All right. So
it's time. Here we should have a theme song. It's a whiskey. We should have a whiskey driven theme song. You ready? It's time for the sports show.
All right, you sing it.
All right. I'll wait till after 30 seconds silence.
All right. Are you just going to go right into it?
Yeah, as soon as you give me the fucking go ahead.
30 seconds of silence starting now.
It's time for the sports show of All Things Star Wars podcast. Yeah.
What's up, sports fans? And welcome to the Sidebar Cantina Sports Show. I'm Mr. Jason Roscoe. With me here, each and every single week, those beautiful vocals you just heard, the one and only Dave Martin. What's up, Dave?
Hello, Jason.
How's it going?
I am inebriated, apparently.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not really, because I'm perfectly fine. However, these whiskeys are good.
Yeah, peanut butter whiskey. Go find some. Good shit. So, what do we got on the docket today? We're talking sports. We're talking water. Oh God.
No, not water.
My God.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Are you gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Perfectly fucking
I
fine.
take no responsibility for the actions of one Dave Martin, even though he's in my house drinking my whiskey. Oh my God.
There you go. You can have it a little bit.
All right. You can give it.
I'll leave you the lid too. Right. There you go.
Appreciate it. So, we got all kinds of shit on the
You can't talk about the fucking cotton. No, there's what prediction?
What are we talking about? Oh, Cotton Bowl? Like, is it playoffs?
Playoffs? No, listen. Bronco Fett brings up BSU versus Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl. I want BSU to be in a fucking... I want them to be in the fucking conversation for the NCAA playoffs. It is way too fucking early to be talking about any bowl games right now. Way too early. Yep. And who's ever making predictions like that is a fucking moron. They're idiots. They're fucking idiots. Because anything can happen any given fucking week. Army can fucking step up and take a team like Michigan to fucking triple overtime. Yeah. And make the Khakis fucking start shatting themselves because they're in the hot seat. The definition of the hot seat is the fucking Khakis right now. That should be anytime there's any danger in a situation, it should be like, Jason's wearing khakis. That means he's in imminent danger.
I like it. I will accept that as
imminent.
As danger. A new term here on
imminent
the show.
Imminent danger.
So, are we starting with college? Is that where we're going first?
You always start with college, Jason.
All right, then let's start with college. So, you mentioned the Khakis. Michigan won. They did win their game.
Who did they beat?
They beat, hang on.
Oh my God, Jason.
I got my notes right here.
Very notes, otherwise known as Bleacher Report, that you're checking online right
Bleacher
now?
Report, ugh. No.
You don't even know Bleacher Report, do you?
It's part of CNN, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Yeah. They actually do a lot of wrestling shit too. Yeah, they beat Iowa, number 17.
Which good for them.
Yeah,
and
10-3.
Penn State, yeah, 10-3. Woo! Real barn burner there in fucking Iowa against the fucking Michigan team that is what's Michigan sitting right now
4-1?
in the polls? No, in the
they're
polls.
16.
They're 16 in the polls right now. And where's Penn State?
I don't know.
That would be number 10. Number 10 because Penn State fucking came up against a fucking team that they were supposed to beat yet again, and they fucking won.
Okay.
So, again, not having to explain this again to Jason, in college, if you have to beat the fuck out of the teams you're supposed to beat.
Sure.
So, Michigan beats an Iowa team. Good for them. If you had told me that early in the season, the way the Michigan hype was, that it was even going to be a contest, I would have said you're a fool. Iowa plays in the conference. They play very, very tough.
Mm.
They play very, very tough. I have a second cousin that went to fucking Iowa. He was a professor there.
Nice.
Navy anesthesiologist. And he went back and finished his Navy tour and then went and taught in Iowa. Fine university. I have nothing against it. We play them next week. I anticipate Penn State beating them as a statement going into Michigan, or having Michigan come to us.
Yeah.
In the proper fucking stadium for the big house or whatever. Okay, sure. Fucking take your jailhouse fucking terminology with your goddamn khaki pants and do whatever it is you're going to do. However, the fact of the matter remains that the teams that were supposed to win won this week.
Yes.
Now, no huge upsets. Nothing to really talk about. Michigan won. Next week, I believe Michigan has Michigan State. Correct me if I'm wrong, Selsky. I know you're in the fucking chat.
I just had the schedule up.
Dude, Western Michigan Broncos fan. So Bronco Fett heard from a Western Michigan Broncos fan that it was BSU versus Notre Dame in a Cotton Bowl.
Illinois next week, by the way, for Michigan.
Oh, it is? When they have MSU? Is that the end of the season? I thought they were at MSU. Anyway.
Yeah, after that they got Penn State, Notre
Dame.
Dame.
Oh no, it was MSU Ohio State this week.
Yeah, they're not Michigan State until November 16th.
That's the last game. That used to be, back in the day, before they split the conference into two divisions.
Yeah.
That used to be Penn State's for the Landmark Trophy, because they're both landmark universities. Penn State used to play Michigan State at the end of the season. That's not the way it is anymore.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Michigan has Ohio last game of the season.
Okay, and that's going to be the game that when Harbaugh loses it, that's his last fucking game as a Wolverine. That's the last time he's going to lead those fucking guys out of the thing. And then they can take their khakis and have a huge bonfire in the middle of the fucking big house, because fuck those khakis, fuck that coach. It's stupid. It's really stupid. 10-3.
What if they run the gauntlet this year and Harbaugh stays another year?
If they run the gauntlet, they're still not making the fucking college football playoffs.
I understand that, but what I'm saying
is... Then what's the gauntlet?
I'm just saying, does that mean...
Wow. I did it. Yeah.
Does that mean that Harbaugh stays another season?
Mm-mm.
You think he's going no matter what?
He's got to go.
No matter what. No matter if they beat the shit out of everybody from here on out.
The only way that fucking Harbaugh stays in Michigan is if they beat Ohio State. If he can fucking somehow beat Ohio State without losing any other team, that means they have to beat Penn State. They have to beat Michigan State, which they should.
Yeah.
They have to go and beat Ohio State. If they can beat the fucking Buckeyes, that's the only way Harbaugh keeps his job. If they lose to the Buckeyes, he's gone. Gone.
Okay.
And they should get rid of him. College football is based on the rivalries, right? Mm-hmm. Think about Bronco Fett and the BYU. That look, and they spend a lot of time talking. BYU spends a lot of time talking shit, and undeservedly so. They don't deserve to be in the same conversation as Boise State, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Aside from a handful of fucking players that have ever come from there, they're irrelevant.
Yeah. So
Boise State right now has an opportunity to they're going to run the gauntlet, and they're going to go and they're going to make a statement. They're going to make a fucking statement to say, hey, we need to be in a conversation with the fucking rest of the top teams in the NCAA. Mm-hmm. And I want that to happen. I really do. Yeah. I really want that to happen.
Solsky says, by the way, Harbaugh's around for 10 more years.
10 more years? Okay, sure. 10 more years as a fucking, in carbonite, maybe. Put him in carbonite, stick him on the fucking sideline for 10 years, then sure, there you go. Khaki and carbonite. That's what we'll have. So you have the Michigan State Michigan State. Sorry, I apologize. I don't like Michigan State. The Spartans can eat a dick. They were rivals for Penn State for years.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's not. Listen, I think every Michigan fan out there, including you, even though you're clueless, has to acknowledge the fact that if they don't beat Ohio State, then Harbaugh is done. He's got to be done. He's got to be done. Because nobody's going to fucking go to a school that can't beat their fucking division rival and make a run for the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
All right, so are we done with Michigan? Can we move on, please?
Oh, I love shitting on Michigan so much,
I
dude.
can tell.
It's so fucking fun.
That's the main.
Oh, dude, the fucking build up going into week after next. Like the Illinois, whatever. I'm probably going to go up to Penn State for the Illinois game.
The Illinois game or for the Michigan game?
No, I can't get into the Michigan game. First of all, it's going to be at 7:30 at fucking night.
Yes,
right?
on the 19th of October.
We're going ahead and forecast that right now. They made the announcement today, ESPN did, that the Michigan-Penn State game, for Penn State, it's going to be the whiteout. We knew it was going to be the whiteout game. We've known since when the schedule was released that was going to be the whiteout game. In fact, as I mentioned it earlier in the other part of the podcast, that when we took Kate up and moved her into her apartment up in State College, I went into the bookstore, bought her her whiteout shirt for that night. She has season tickets. Boom, she's going to be there. Dad, not so much. I'll be at home watching it on TV. I'm probably going to go up. November 16th is the Veterans Appreciation thing that Penn State does. They give out a bunch of free tickets for veterans.
Nice.
Big Swede's got tickets, so if he's not taking his family, I'll probably hitch my wagon to him. Otherwise, I might StubHub it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Fact of the matter is, prime time. The whiteout for Penn State is one of the most impressive things in college football. It honestly, if you've never been to a college football game, you've been to a professional football game, right? So if you go to Philly and you're at the Link, you're amongst 70,000 fucking fans that are making noise and everything else. A college football game is so exponentially different. It's so many more people. 108,000 people, Jason. The entirety of the Air National Guard, officers enlisted, everybody, fits into fucking Beaver Stadium.
Damn.
The entirety of the Air National Guard would fit into Beaver Stadium with some seats to spare.
Sure.
So you're talking about such a volume of people. There's a little corner that's for the fucking away team. But you've got the blue band that's in the fucking stands with the student section. You got a student section. You've got all the fucking people, all the alumni and everything else. On a whiteout night against Michigan, Harbaugh is going to fucking shit himself so fucking hard. It'll reverse osmosis and suck the khakis back into his asshole and out his fucking eye holes. Dude, it is going to be in fucking tense. Because right now, I will say I am impressed with how Penn State has come out and they've beat the teams they're supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think the defense has looked great. They've looked really, really good. Clifford has exceeded my expectations for what I was expecting Tommy Stevens this year. Tommy Stevens is down on Ole Miss. I'm saying a lot of college football stuff that Jason has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But Tommy Stevens was the backup to McSorley in Penn State. So he's down at Ole Miss. He followed Penn State's offensive coach down there, who's the head coach in Ole Miss now.
Yeah, you have mentioned that before.
Yeah. I'm glad you remembered.
I did, yeah.
So Penn State is looking really, really good. The offense looks good. They're balanced. And the defense looks good. I am so looking forward to this Michigan game. I'm so looking forward to the whiteout. As a fan, I'm looking through Iowa, although I shouldn't. Iowa's still a ranked team. They're still very, very good. And Iowa plays tough in the division every fucking season. The Hawkeyes are not something. They have a great running attack. Welcome to the Big Ten portion of the Sidebar Cantina fucking football shit. Mm-hmm. But it's almost impossible to play in the whiteout. Solsky is making excuses for fucking Michigan as we speak.
As he should.
Yeah, and listen, there was games with Ohio State in the building when we played in the fucking whiteout. It is, Jason, it is so loud that I'm at home and I can't talk for 2 days after
Jesus.
a fucking game like that because you're fucking screaming and hollering and shit like that. I may try and be there. I don't know. The commute to State College has gotten so commonplace for me right now that I may just fucking drive up there and say, fuck it. I'll park in my daughter's apartment. I'll take the bus into the fucking stadium and then see if I can get into the fucking game.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But, I mean, you might just be setting yourself up for some major disappointment when...
Whatever. I'd be
Michigan
disappointed.
wins.
I would be disappointed if I was there or if I was at home. If Michigan does win, that would be sad. It would be very, very sad. I don't foresee it happening, though. I think that... Yeah. I think Michigan's showing its ass, and Penn State, like Bronco Fett brought it up earlier in the other podcast. How many undefeated teams are right now in the NCAA?
I mean, we know Penn State and Boise State are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Penn State, not that they've played the most intense fucking teams in the Big Ten or anywhere else, but they're beating teams they're supposed to be, and they're beating them handily as they should.
Yep.
That's why they're in the top 10.
Yep. I'm sure Alabama still is.
I'm sure. And
Ohio
Clemson.
State.
Clemson had a scare
against
North Carolina. I mean, I don't know what they did this fucking week. And Ohio State's going to be a tough win. It is. They look strong this season. And I'd hate to even say that, but they just do. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking for that game. If Penn State can beat Michigan and beat them like they should, then Ohio State is going to mean so much more. The implications for where we're going to be at in the bowl, potentially in the fucking playoff conversation, it's going to be big.
Because of the implication.
And honestly, again, I will put a shout out for Boise State. I want to see them. I want to see them make people pay attention. Make people, hey, look. We are a force to be fucking reckoned with. Give us these top teams. Yeah. Let us fucking prove ourselves against these top teams. And make a statement. Make a fucking statement. Every game that you win right now, if you're Boise State, means that, hey, we are making an argument to make sure that we're in a conversation with some of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah, well, they just beat UNLV. Which was pretty handily.
Yeah, that was an easy game for them.
And next week they have Hawaii. Is Hawaii really a thing?
No. Okay. Hawaii's no good.
Yeah, so that'll be an easy...
Listen,
win.
Listen, fucking Salsky's saying no one is beating Ohio. They're a top 3 team in the nation. I don't know that. Who have they beat? Well, I mean, honestly, if you're Ohio State, who have you fucking beat?
I mean, honestly, like BSU. Like again, no offense, Tom, but I mean they're not playing against anybody who's ranked from here.
And that's because the Mountain West is not there. They're not ranking people in the Mountain West. But when you go out there and you beat teams that you're supposed to beat and beat them handily, then
you should at least be in the conversation.
An undefeated team, I don't see Boise State losing a game. I don't want to jinx it. I really don't. I'll knock on wood. I'll find some real wood to knock on for Boise State. But undefeated teams have to be part of the conversation. Mm-hmm. Like if you're watching College Game Day and Florida, you got Brad and Abby. I've watching their fucking Facebook posts the whole time. They were in Florida for that fucking game against Auburn, which they handed them. Like that's a little bit scary. A Florida team coming out of the SEC. I want to see them fucking. I would root for a Florida. I'd never root for the SEC, but I would root for a Florida team against fucking Alabama.
Right.
Because fuck Alabama. Fuck Nick Saban. It's just
you say that pretty much every week. So
I do, and I want to be consistent.
Yep.
I want to be consistent. And Scott Rasmussen, you are absolutely correct. BSU being in the Mountain West Conference will hurt them getting into the playoffs. But that's why but if BSU wins their games and they get to a point where you can't ignore them. And either the AD at Boise State or somewhere in the Mountain West, they have to go like, okay, we need to get the competition level higher that these games will have more weight when it comes down to the fucking decision and who goes to the playoffs.
Sure.
Because I really, it's really difficult to say. And I've been a Penn State fan for a long, long time. And I follow football pretty closely, both in the NCAA and NFL. And I can tell you that Penn State, it's one of the reasons they joined the conference. They were independent. They joined the conference because they wanted to have a legitimate fucking, okay, we won our conference. We're going to the Rose Bowl as part of the Big Ten. We have to be in the conversation for a fucking national championship. And that's how you do that. Notre Dame, I expounded on it and fucking vehemently spit on it last week with Notre Dame's being an independent, buying their own fucking schedule, and continuing to be relevant when they shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Boise State should be allowed. Like, hey, they go in there. They're in their fucking conference. They're in the Mountain West. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat because they didn't get to pick and choose their fucking schedule like Notre Dame did based on their TV contract. Why should Notre Dame get the opportunity to fucking be in a conversation for a playoff and not a Boise State? I mean, I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's absolute fucking bullshit.
Well, the whole thing just, again, from somebody who grew up, born and raised on the NFL, the whole college system just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, what's funny is back in the day, we were all like fucking the anti-BCS, right? BCS sucks, blah, 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 blah. The computer picking the shit based on whatever. Now you've got human beings, like fucking 11 human beings, or 13. I can't remember.
The Council of Elders.
Yeah, exactly. Condoleezza Rice was on that fucking council at one point. On the original.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, whatever. It is what it is. Win your fucking games. You go out there and you win your fucking games. And if you're undefeated, you have to be a part of the conversation. And then the chips will fall where they may, and hopefully it works itself out. Yeah. But whiteout Michigan in a couple of weeks, It's going to be fucking great. I am so fucking excited.
I mean, realistically, if you want to talk about it from just a pure entertainment perspective, hopefully they both go out this weekend and just fucking stomp face, both Penn State and Michigan, to, really kind of build up the hype.
If Michigan, if Illinois has a game against Michigan, dude, Illinois is fucking terrible. They're bad.
Yeah.
Zook, we used to call him the Fighting Zooks, right? Because Zook, who was the coach at Florida, went to Illinois.
Okay.
And apparently had a thing for orange and blue. But
all right.
That's the same colors.
Yeah.
We call it the Fighting Zooks, where like they made some noise, but ended up getting their dick kicked in, and then Zook ended up leaving. Yeah. So Illinois is nobody.
Well, all I'm saying is I just want to see them both, do what they got to do next week and then come into that game in 2 weeks.
If Michigan doesn't put up fucking 6 touchdowns on fucking Illinois, they don't deserve to be in the conversation of being a fucking...
You're missing the whole point of what I'm trying to say. But anyway, can we just move on from college? Because I'm sick of talking about this shit. Or not talking about it.
Oh, Solsky, we are going to beat the white off them. All right. Okay.
All right, so can we move on to the NFL real quick?
More to follow next week as we lead into the fucking game.
So we kind of talked...
We're going to talk about some NFL?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit in the actual Star Wars podcast.
Where's your football?
But fucking... Did you see the hit on Mason... Well, you saw the hit on Mason Rudolph.
Oh, yeah.
Over the weekend. Holy shit. You got knocked the fuck out.
Dude, it was fucking great.
Yeah.
It was fucking great.
And it wasn't like a dirty hit. It was, like you said, the speed of the game. They just kind of... The guy hit him from the back, guy hit him from the front, fucking just clocked him right in the fucking jaw.
Glass Joe went down with his fucking finger like... Wonder what he dreamed about when he was laying on the fucking grass.
Yeah, that was vicious. But again, that's the game, man. And... Yeah, he was staggering off the field. They fucking undid his face mask.
Look,
and he probably didn't know who the fuck he was
Glass
at that point.
Joe. That was Glass Joe. Mike Tyson's punch out, first guy, hit him in the fucking mouth, and he fucking collapsed like a sack of fucking hammers.
Yeah.
Dude. Fucking great. Great entertainment fucking value as a football fan.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you don't want to see anybody get like permanently hurt, but fuck.
I mean,
that was quite
that's all relative.
Yeah,
honestly.
quite the sight. But Steelers still suck either way. Your boys went off, though. I was looking at the stats.
Your boys.
So Eagles beat up on the Jets. What was it, 20-something to like 3?
I was 34-6.
Yeah, but for
Jets scored 1 touchdown. It was a muffed punt return that Corey Clement actually it hit another Eagles player. As you know, it was one of those deals where it came down. There was an Eagles player in making a block. It touched him, Ball's live.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the Jets recover. They've got like 15 yards to score, and they score. And they went for 2, and they fucking didn't get it. So that was their 6 points.
Yeah.
The fucking Eagles defense. Before you go off on some diatribe about, the offense didn't look good, whatever, you and every other swinging dick that listens to fucking WSP.
I wasn't going to say they didn't look good. I was just going to say they didn't put up any, like, flashy numbers.
It wasn't flashy. It didn't need to be. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Sure.
So the Jets, the fucking defense, made the Jets look like a goddamn high school team. Yeah. They did. 10 fucking sacks. Ties the record for the most sacks ever in an Eagles game. It's against the Jets. They had their top 2 offensive linemen were out of the game. Yeah. They were on their fucking 3rd string quarterback. Okay? So the kid was fucking running scared the entire game. The first series that the Jets had, Brandon Graham had 2 tackles for loss and a fucking sack. Okay? Crazy. That set the tone for the rest of the fucking game. The defense really, the disappointing thing was that I think every Eagles fan wanted to see a big number put up by the offense. Just take advantage of them. The Jets defense is a little bit above average. Okay? But when your defense is on the field sucking wind for fucking 45 minutes of a fucking 60-minute game, it's really, really tough. So the Eagles went out there. They had a game plan established that was not going to lose them the football game.
Right.
And that's what they employed. If you're a fantasy player or anything else, until the Eagles get Deshaun Jackson back, you're not going to have the big, flashy, dynamic plays. You're going to have the plays that are not going to lose you the game. Hand it off to fucking Howard.
Yeah.
Howard is a great north-south runner. He got a fucking touchdown for you. I like how they're using him in that role to get it protects Wentz. When you establish the running game, that means that the linebackers have to pay attention more to the run than they do about what the quarterback is doing. And now you're going to make completions and get passes.
Yep.
From a fantasy perspective, if you're a Zach Ertz owner, you were underwhelmed during that game. I know.
I don't even want to hear about disappointing tight ends in fantasy this weekend.
We'll leave that to the fucking booth in the back.
Yeah, but looking at you, Greg Olson.
Yeah. Well, look, I have Kyle Rudolph on my fucking bench. Okay. My entire plan for fantasy this year was to I'm going to sacrifice a running back and a wide receiver, a top tier wide receiver, so that I can get Zach Ertz and I'll have him to be able to start in a flex position while I start Kyle Rudolph in tight end. I anticipated in the draft, Kyle Rudolph getting me 10 to 15 points as a tight end, because that's what he's done historically. And then I had Zach Ertz in the flex getting 15 to 20 points.
Right.
That flex position made that gamble worth it to me.
Sure.
Hasn't panned out. I haven't put Kyle Rudolph in the lineup once. And I'm having an internal debate on whether or not I even keep him on the team to start for Ertz in a bye week. Fortunately, I have some time for that. But, yeah, there's a conversation going on in the cantina or in the Galactic Refugee fucking sidebar about the relevancy of tight ends. The fact of the matter is, if you're relying on, if there's only a couple of tight ends, honestly, that are in that top tier,
that put up consistent numbers,
that you're going to look at and go there's fucking Ertz, there's goddamn Kelsey, and even the kid for these guys, what's his nuts? I have him in the league. Kittle. Yeah. He's breaching. He's floating around in that top tier where he's, from a fantasy perspective, he's right there with touches and everything else. But everything else is just moderate behavior. Yeah. Olsen got shit. I mean, honestly. And that was because Christian McCaffrey got fucking a half century. I mean, we'll leave it to the booth in the back to fucking shit on you about your crappy fantasy performance.
Whoa!
I could have played any team in the fucking league this week and fucking beat them.
You might have the most points anybody scored, period.
Yeah,
this season.
It was kind of stupid.
Like every one of your guys, way overperformed. I
think the only guy unaccounted for right now is Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, which it doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah. So unless he gets negative. Amber Alert has been issued for the legacy of Bane. Any information leading to the location of said fantasy football team, please alert the Sidebar Cantina.
Well, and that's the interesting thing is, most of my players still kind of showed up. Mahomes had probably his worst game of the season.
Mahomey fucking did not have a great game.
Yeah, but
Sammy Watkins went out with a fucking injury, which hurt me in another league.
Yeah. So I mean, my team didn't do terribly, but your team just did fucking
exponentially
phenomenal.
Listen, that was my Super Bowl, right? if I'm gonna fucking beat anybody in fantasy this fucking week, it might as well be you.
Right.
In this week in the backyard brawl.
Yeah.
I gotta read this. Hang on. Amber Alert has been issued for Legacy of Bane. Any information leading to location of said fantasy football team, please alert the Sidebar Cantina. Thank you.
And thank you, Hank. So, we talked about it a little bit. Niners have the Browns tonight. I'm actually a little worried about this game. I've mentioned before, despite the fact that the 49ers are 3-0, the combined wins between the three teams they've beaten is 2 or 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they're beating up on the handicapped kids in school. So when the real bullies show up, they may not. I
don't think Cleveland's the real fucking bullies.
And that's the thing. Cleveland's very inconsistent this year. They've shown moments of brilliance. Well, I wouldn't say brilliance, but moments of being a good team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more confident because they're in the Santa Clara, wherever the fuck they're playing now. The 49ers are at home, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling a little bit better about that primetime game. And Cleveland traditionally just sucks dick anyway, just in general. Yeah. So,
listen, Cleveland is still a solid running back away. Cleveland is almost the Cowboys right now.
Oh, jeez.
It's a bunch of fucking hype. They have some cornerstone players. However, I think Baker Mayfield is a very talented quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think having an Odell Beckham Jr. makes him a lot more relevant.
Yeah.
But you need to have a running game. You need to have a solid defense. You need to have a defense that's going to keep people from scoring.
Right.
I'll be curious to see how Cleveland handles San Fran tonight. San Fran's defense, I think, is going to have a big game tonight.
Yeah, they're good. Their defense is they're really on the up and up.
Remarkably solid.
Yeah, that rookie Bosa, man, he's showing us something. So.
Bosa's a fucking Ohio State kid. Good for the Big Ten. Fuck Ohio State. Yeah. But the reality is he is a remarkable talent, and I think I start San Francisco's defense in a league, in a money league.
Yeah.
So I'm confident in what San Fran can do. From a defensive perspective, I think their play calling is adequate, and I think it's good enough to keep.
Which, by the way, starts in 30 minutes.
We'll be done by then.
Yeah.
Solskjaer needs the 49ers to crush tonight.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Whenever it happens, we got to do something for 49ers Eagles. I don't think 49ers Eagles happens this year.
Unless it happens
last year.
Unless it happens in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
We'll see. But yeah, no regular season game this year.
So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic on what the 49ers can be because despite what you would think, defense wins championship, blah, 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 that's defensive coaches say that.
Of course.
The reality is you still have to fucking score points.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have that ability. I just don't think that they're there yet. They're not there yet. So, yes. So, moving on. How about them Cowboys, huh?
How about them Cowboys?
Those motherfuckers.
So what I want to hear is the Cowboys fans talk about how, well, Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Fame quarterback, how Aaron Rodgers is just fucking he's got a large dick, how Aaron Rodgers
I seriously doubt that.
Just fucking you think Olivia Munn would have been somebody with a fucking tiny dick?
Oh, that's right. They were dating for a while.
Dude, Aaron Rodgers was fucking Olivia Munn, by the way. And I know there's a lot of nerds that listen to this fucking podcast. Olivia Munn was the fucking poster child for us nerds for a long time. Olivia Munn in her fucking in her Wonder Woman costume, diving into fucking a thing of pudding, and her wearing the fucking Princess Leia bikini outfit. Olivia Munn, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers was fucking running that thing around like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers is fucking Aaron Rodgers. I mean, what I like to think as an Eagles fan, I'm so fucking happy. First of all, Aaron Rodgers goes into fucking I just you know how sometimes you become self-aware how many times you said the word fuck within a minute? Like, I suddenly popped in my head, like, this is your fuck count. John Spartan, you are fine. One credit for Aaron Rodgers is undefeated going to Dallas, like, in his career. That is a great stat line.
I love it.
That's a great fucking stat line. That means that Aaron Rodgers, regardless of who he has, like, I want to tell all the fucking Cowboys fans, who is Aaron Rodgers? Like, I want all the fucking Cowboys fans to be like, oh, well, he's a Hall of Famer, blah 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 blah. We had a bad game, and the refs were calling against Jason Garrett for unsportsmanlike conduct. Shut the fuck up, you fucking faggots. All I want is for you to tell me who Aaron Rodgers can throw to on a consistent basis. That's a fucking all-pro. I want a fucking just an all-star nod to whoever Aaron Rodgers is thrown to, right? That was on the field for that fucking game.
I couldn't name a
because
single...
Devontae Adams was injured. He was out. The guy that fucking got a bunch of yards on the Eagles and still wasn't enough for Aaron Rodgers to fucking beat the Eagles. With their fucking secondary that sucks balls.
Yeah.
Giant fucking balls. Aaron Rodgers still loses to the fucking Eagles.
Yeah.
But then they go to Dallas. Remember, the Eagles played in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Packers go to Dallas, the house that Jerry built, and embarrass that fucking football franchise. Dak Prescott fucking just jizzed all over his own fucking chest, stuck a football to it, or fucking threw this jizz-covered football to somebody else because he threw 3 fucking picks in that game. Yeah. Because guess why you're not making the fucking big money there, Dak? Because you suck balls. I mean, obviously, Jerry Jones, a billionaire, is not going to make a dumb decision. He paid the guy who he thought was going to get him the best opportunity to win, and it happened to be the running back who is pretty much retarded. I mean, honestly, he licks windows. He really does. That fucking motion he does with the fucking thing, this is how he fucking... He wants... This is like, hey, I'm hungry, I want to be fed. That way somebody can fucking make the airplane go into the hangar because he can't fucking feed himself because he's fucking retarded.
Yeah. Real quick, Chiefs lost. I was really disappointed about that.
Aaron Rodgers is banging Danica Patrick.
All right, so he's doing well for himself. Like
he could bang whoever the fuck he wanted. He could bang me if he wanted to, honestly. He could try anyway. I'm a bit of a tight ass.
So Mahomes might have tweaked his ankle a little bit in the Chiefs game.
Isn't that kind of a downgrade? I mean, honestly, Olivia Munn to fucking Danica Patrick.
Well, have you seen Olivia Munn lately? Like, she's like way overdone the plastic surgery. Her face looks terrible now. Another fucking hot ass woman who's still in her prime, still fairly young, gets all this fucking plastic surgery, and now she looks like shit. So way to go.
Put a bag over her head? I mean,
well, you could put a bag over any fucking ugly broad's head. Why's it got to be her?
Because she has a banging body.
Whatever.
Danica Patrick's fucking woohoo. Like, yeah.
I'm not familiar enough. So
anyway,
Patriots are still 5-0.
Who fucking cares?
Who is it? Just the Patriots and the 49ers now is the only undefeated teams?
Wow, yeah, because the fucking Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, my
You're
man,
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes fucking ate a big bag of dicks.
Yeah, I guess the Colts of all people. Like, who are the fucking Colts?
They're coached by somebody who's part of the Andy Reid fucking coaching tree.
Okay.
So Frank Reich knew everything that Andy Reid was going to fucking pull out.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know his playbook, and I'm going to exploit it.
Nice.
And that's what happens.
All right.
Andy Reid's coaching tree is far more extensive than Bill Belichick's. You know, they talk about how Belichick has this extensive coaching tree. Andy Reid's is way, way broader and has more wins, especially playoff wins.
All right.
But Andy Reid is still Andy Reid, and he's going to be susceptible to fucking Andy Reid things.
And of course, you got to look back even farther. This goes all the way back to the Bill Walsh and the Bill Parcells, because at least I know
no, it doesn't.
Belichick was a Parcells guy. So, and I think isn't Andy Reid linked to the Bill Walsh tree somehow?
I don't know, because Andy Reid was underneath Mike Holmgren. Unless Holmgren was part of the...
I think he was.
So that might be...
Yeah, I think he was one of their offensive coordinators.
But
yeah,
Andy Reid was a BYU product. which I don't hold that against him personally, but whatever. I'm sure some people do. Yeah, Andy Reid was under Mike Holmgren. Holmgren went from I don't know. There was a whole fucking breakdown that one Sunday night game.
Yeah,
and the reality is Andy Reid's coaching tree is a little bit more extensive. He runs the West Coast offense better.
Yeah.
But if you're a coach and you're intimately familiar with Andy Reid's system, you're going to exploit it, and I think that's what happened with Indy. They were at Indianapolis. It was an indoor game, so they got to control the noise level. They got to control everything else, and I will say that Andy Reid over the years, and there's a reason that people look at it, it's like, oh, you've as Eagles fans before the fucking Super Bowl win, it was like, well, Andy Reid brought you the most wins to your fucking town. Yeah, that's great, and I appreciate it. I love Big Red, and I still do.
Yeah,
but Big Red was very transparent with shit like that. He thought he was the smartest guy on the fucking field at any given time, which that type of bravado and ego has a place in football. However, it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, we haven't won the big game yet, and you need to go.
Yeah. And
that's where we were with Andy Reid. So I'm more than happy with fucking Doug Peterson, who's part of the Andy Reid coaching tree.
Sure.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Where were we going with that? Aaron Rodgers banging fucking Danica Patrick.
Yeah. So anyway,
let's see a picture.
I didn't see any other scores that were really stuck out at me.
The Raiders won.
Yeah, but fucking Seattle's actually looking really good, which kind of scares me.
Yeah, there was a great meme of.
I hate Seattle. I've always hated
Russell
Seattle.
Wilson, like he's got the cornrows.
Yeah, I posted that.
Yeah, that's a great fucking meme, and it's like he's like the undercover cop,
the worst undercover cop.
Yeah, it's like, I would like to buy 2 drugs, please.
It's like, hey, fellow criminals. I'd like to buy 2 drugs, please.
He seems like a straight up like wholesome type fellow, or whatever. And I don't even listen. I don't have a problem with Russell Wilson per se.
No.
I have a problem with the 12th man in Seattle. What a fucking shitbag stadium.
Yeah.
You want to talk about, like, I've been to a handful of fucking football stadiums. The fucking Seattle stadium. I was in the first game ever in the new fucking Seattle stadium.
Really?
I was in the first game. I was out there for fucking 757 maintenance school.
Oh, that's right.
Right, with the fucking chief.
Yep.
And we were in the top section. Like, picture the stadium as being like a fedora hat, and the edge brims of the hat that go like way up past the fucking bowl. Like, I grew up a kid in the 700 level at Veterans Stadium. These seats were worse than those seats.
Wow. In
a modern era, there's no reason to have fucking seats like that.
And it's not that old of a stadium either.
It was like, I know, this was 2003. I was there, or 2002 is when the stadium opened. I mean, I still have the coin and everything. But that stadium, like, from where I was sitting, you had to fucking walk like 50 yards to get to the fucking exit to go take a piss or get some fucking food or something else. Fucking ridiculous. And the whole noise thing, all right, great. You designed a stadium that's fucking noisy. Awesome. How about you actually fucking be a good enough fan to make the appropriate amount of noise to fucking make a difference? The 12th man flag and everything else, awesome. Very good. Good for you. But whatever. To me, that fan base is very fucking... Here's the problem. It's not about Russell Wilson. It's not even about the Seattle Seahawks. And it's almost not about the fan base. It's about Pete Carroll. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck that white-haired shitbag motherfucker. He's a goddamn cheater. He was a cheater at USC. He left USC before he could get fucking sanctioned. That program got fucking the dick kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Carroll was like waving from the other side like, hey, I'm a fucking NFL coach now. Whatever. Enjoy your fucking sanctions. And goes to fucking Seattle and does the same bullshit up there except with the NFL. Him and Belichick can go suck each other's dicks and fall in a giant pit in the fucking hell. Because they're both cheaters. They're both pieces of shit. And I hate them. I fucking hate them. Pete Carroll set college football back like a decade with his bullshit. Like, say what you will about Nick Saban, Like, he went to the NFL and came back on his own volition because he realized that his system wouldn't transfer over.
Yeah.
And he comes back and says, hey, I'm a college football coach. I'm going to have a college football program. And he fucking runs it. Whatever. I don't like him. Whatever. Pete Carroll is a fucking cheater. He should not be allowed to coach a goddamn professional football game. And I hope he falls in an H tree and dies.
Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, before he went to Seattle, he didn't have a track record at all in the NFL. You know, he sucked. Every team he coached, he coached like twice, and they both
he
were
got
just
so
terrible.
fucking lucky falling into a Seattle team that had an amazing defense.
Yeah.
And he just fell into it. Was like Gruden. It was like Chucky. Chucky fell into a fucking football team that was ready to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And beats the Eagles in the fucking playoffs. Goes on to win the fucking Super Bowl because what's his nuts? Fucking oh shit! What the fuck is his name?
Who are we talking about?
Fuck the Tampa Bay coach. Dungy. Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy.
Because Tony Dungy fucking stepped aside and fucking Chucky takes over and takes that same team to the fucking Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Chucky is now ruining the Raiders, which I enjoy. Sorry, Brady. I love you, bud. But
speaking of Grudens, we did fail to mention that Washington shit-canned Jay Gruden.
Cue the celebration music! Actually, that's not a good thing because as an NFC East guy, I want Jay Gruden.
Right,
I want Jay
he
Gruden
sucks.
because he sticks his own head so far up his own ass. It's so fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy that can run a talented fucking Baylor quarterback into the fucking absolute dog shit like Jay Gruden did, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's so fucking great. I wish him to be in the fucking league, but he's not anymore, so we'll see. The Redskins are going to start winning games.
You think so?
It's the NFL, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're like, okay, you suck. You're holding this team back. The fucking locker room suddenly can breathe.
Yeah.
Because they're like, everybody fucking knows that this is the guy. This guy is the reason we're losing. There are immensely talented fucking football players on the Redskins. Immensely talented football players that were being held back by shit coaching. As soon as you get rid of that coaching style and you go back to a really simple playbook, they start winning football games.
Yeah, go
and
figure.
they're going to be scary. They're going to win football games because they have nothing to lose.
Yep. All right, that being said, it's 8:15. The 49ers game starts in 15 minutes.
But you're not even sure if you're going to be able to watch it.
Right, but I want to go figure out if I can. So I think we should close this up. I will close by saying, good game in fantasy this weekend. You fucking kicked me square in the balls.
I want the booth in the back to make this not only the game of the week but the game of the century.
I don't know why.
I want this to be the end all beat all. This is Dave's fucking Super Bowl for this fucking fantasy league. The backyard brawl that should have ended in a fucking arm wrestling competition, but somebody backed out. I mean, whatever.
Well, we didn't make official terms or anything. You know, I got to go into this being prepared. And
what terms? Do you think that fucking Sylvester Stallone and fucking
they had rules? They had a system?
They had a system?
Yes.
Yeah?
Over the top? Yeah.
Top? Okay.
Yeah, you know, they had fucking the handles you had to hold on to. And it's just, you know, we gotta plan this.
I just every time I see Jason flexing in a fucking gym mirror, I'm like, oh man, I just want to fucking arm wrestle him. I don't know. I'm just an asshole. Whatever. I'm looking at some pictures of Danica Patrick right now. Okay, Aaron. All right. I mean, she's definitely cute. As far as, you know, NASCAR chicks go. Mm-hmm. I mean, NASCAR athletes, not the fucking followers, because there's a lot of fucking just country bumpkins that follow NASCAR that are absolutely like, yeehaw! And they're all about some shit. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, as far as NASCAR wives go, like, there are some upper tier fucking talents when it comes to NASCAR wives.
Right.
But, you know, Danica Patrick, Aaron, I think you can do better.
Mm-hmm. So we've got all kinds of people correcting us in the Sidebar Cantina
about
this
what?
Evening. About the fucking Darth Vader Luke face toy, as well as from last week talking about when the second Death Star started getting constructed. Everybody seems to want to correct us tonight. I don't know what we did to deserve this.
That shit. I'm looking at the chat right now.
No, it's in our Facebook group, the private All Things Star Wars Facebook group.
Keep correcting us because we are not infallible. We learn from our mistakes and continue to make them.
No, we don't.
No.
We don't learn
We
from
absolutely
mistakes.
learn from our mistakes because mistakes are entertaining.
Yes. So
That's what it's all about.
all right.
These
Anyway,
mistakes, like the kind that we drink in our beverages, that doesn't make sense.
Sure, it does. Whatever.
Anyway.
All right, we're out. Check out the booth in the back in the private Facebook group. They go live Wednesday nights.
I hope to God that you shit in Jason's Cheerios for at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes. That's all I'm asking. My Super Bowl.
That's why they make a fast forward button.
Yeah, whatever.
So, all right, we're out of here.
Entertaining as a motherfucker.
Take care, bitches. And until next week, Dave, fuck off.
Go Birds!
Oh my God, it's so hot in here. And